rules that remain in place would risk a second wave of attacks.
If you are in doubt about whether your plans are within the rules or not, because however harsh these rules might feel right now, and I know that they do, abiding could be as harsh as grieving the loss of a loved one.
Την ίδια στιγμή θέτει τις βάσεις για το συνολικό πρόγραμμα.
Είναι το υπέρτατο μνημείο.
Το 1922 ήταν η δύναμη που κράτησε τον Ευρωπαϊκό και μας έδωσε πίστη.
4 grečke borbeni avioni preletali nad Skopje za
Αλλά δεν είναι μόνο δοκιμασία.
Sound Journeys for Lockdown is commissioned with BBC Arts Council of England, Potter and team, and it's sound walks and inspiration to be listened to whilst I couldn't help but notice that we've got our new friend, cellist and composer Abel Salachwe, who we interviewed and who did a home session for us earlier this week, and another one of our home session friends too, Maya Youssef, the Qanun virtuoso. So they're amongst the people who are creating those works. But of course, the start of live music at Wigmore Hall with our concerts. Monday, Stephen Huff, the pianist. Tuesday, the Crow, soprano, who joins me now. Hello. Hi, Katie, how are you? Hey, well, lovely to meet you. I mean, tell me first of all, what was your reaction when you were asked to do a live concert in lockdown?
Actually, my first reaction was one of emotion. Feeling incredibly honoured to have been asked to do this. Excited, a sense of responsibility, also very nervous. You know, I've settled very well into this slower part of my life, and the thought of getting back and actually performing to this level was quite sort of special in a way, but delighted to be asked.
I think you've just proved what a lovely human you are, Lucy. Getting some live performance efforts. What repertoire you've chosen as well, because many people, of course, know you for your wonderful Baroque work, but this is all sorts of different, more contemporary stuff, isn't it?
Yes, performing to this level was quite scary in a way, but gorgeous songs. When I was asked to do this, I wanted to give the recital a title, and I called it Hope and Longing, because those are very much sort of the adjectives that describe
as well, because
how I was
many people,
feeling
of course,
at the time,
know you
and I
for your
think how a
wonderful
lot of us
Baroque
are
work, but this is
feeling.
all sorts of
And I
different,
wanted
more
to
contemporary
include
stuff, isn't it?
pieces
Yes, it is.
Anna and I recorded the Berg quite recently, actually, and there's such gorgeous songs, an English song. Outside my front. Get me out of my head. And I think some folks on the streets as well. And I wanted to so before. So I wanted to, you know, enjoy it and to feel relaxed and to have music.
Berg and folk songs and Gurney, Vaughan Williams and Britain. I mean, really wonderful stuff. And you'll be presumably making your way into Wigmore Hall. I mean, just talk us through sort of the logistics briefly. Set the scene for us.
Do you know what? I've not really thought those through yet, Katie. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'll cycle because I'll be far too out of breath an hour after that. But I might drive in. I think that's possibly what I'll do.
Yeah.
And
really wonderful stuff. And you'll be presumably making your way into Wigmore Hall. I mean, just talk us through sort of the logistics briefly. Set the scene for us.
Do you know what? I've not really thought those through yet, Katie. Because Anna can't have a page turner, we couldn't do it. There's no way that she could get her hands around those page turns whilst playing this incredibly difficult music. So we did have to take that into consideration too.
Do you know, I've not stopped to think about that. You know, Anna Tilbrook, of course, wonderful pianist. good to memorise, isn't it, at this stage?
Για την φωνή.
Κολούμπια ήταν εκεί ο Πατσιφάς. Μόλις με άκουσε να τραγουδώ.
Γεωστρατηγικές επιδιώξεις στην ευρύτερη περιοχή. Τέλος.
Τον Πάπα.
The NHS supply chain sent me an email after I ordered some supplies I've been using for the last 30 years, none of who have got any PPE.
A spokesperson from the Department of Health and Social Care said dentistry was on the supply priority list for PPE and they were working round the clock to deliver it to frontline healthcare staff. Travel and tourism firms have been urging the government to rip up its quarantine measures, saying they're being introduced too late and they'll seriously damage the industry. The government insists they're important to reduce cross-border infection. From June the 8th, anyone entering the UK, including British citizens returning from holiday, will have to self-isolate for 14 days. There is a long list of exemptions. Our reality check correspondent Chris Morris considers how the system is working.
There were no quarantine measures for international travellers arriving in the UK at the height of the pandemic, because most experts believe they wouldn't have made a significant difference. A few thousand people have been arriving in the country every day, but more than 60 million already live here. So as long as the virus was circulating widely within the UK, the extra impact of quarantine would be manageable. But as lockdown measures begin to be eased, and as the number of new infections falls, albeit slowly, quarantine becomes a more effective way of limiting the spread of disease. But how effective? For a start, more than 60 million already live here. So, lorry drivers, for example, anyone coming from the Republic of Ireland, and other key workers. On the other hand, quarantine probably means hundreds of thousands of people won't go abroad on holiday, to or from the UK. That's bad for travel and tourism, but good for controlling COVID-19. There's to be careful monitoring, though, of how well recent arrivals observe quarantine rules. People are supposed to self-isolate for 14 days and the government provide, and there will be spot checks and fines for those who break the rules. You can't monitor all the people all the time. That means the system relies once again on goodwill and public cooperation.
The chief executive of a charity that represents independent care providers has warned that the government's new COVID-19 test and trace system will cause serious problems for this sector. Under the scheme, anyone who's come into close contact with people who tested positive for the virus The governor of the American state of Minnesota has called for an end to the violence on the streets of Minneapolis, which erupted after a black man died as...
Ούτε αυτό το 4 χιλιάρικα. It's like 26 degrees outside today. επιχειρηματικό και την υπηαγωγή από 22 σε 20.
Αμέσως μετά.
Όταν χώρο μετάβασης μεταξύ Ανατολής και
Ναι, έχουμε ξανακάνει αυτή τη συζήτηση στη βάση.